That's always good. Let's watch it do a thing. It looks fine. More water temple, Jim.
More water temple. The good news is we're towards the end, and we won't need the water anymore after we do this.
Great.
Because we've already got the stuff we need the water to jump to.
How long did this temple take you the first time? Because, like, this is taking, like, I don't know, 45 minutes, and, like, you know...
Hour and a half, 2 hours.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that must be the most frustrating, like, 2 hours of your life.
God, I hate this place so much.
It's just fucking bad design.
Like, the next part is just jumping on this whale's back and then riding it up. Unfortunately, unlike the last ruin where we just kind of got teleported out when we won, we have to go all the way back with this one. But there won't be water.
Well, that's better.
Yeah. So we just gotta wait for this thing to swim up to a thing.
Gotta wait it out.
The good news is we have item data, so we can just wait for us to get to one of the little yellow dots and jump up there. Because only the yellow dots are gonna have anything substantial.
So we're trying to get an item from here?
Yeah. We need a key, and there's like money, I think, in here too somewhere. Hang on a second, and... No!
You motherfucker.
What happened?
You basically caught on his character model or something.
What is this place? This isn't just advanced bad level. This isn't just bad level design. This is advanced bad level design.
Oh my god.
I am on his back.
This is my life now.
Everything is bad and nothing is fun.
My computer breaks.
James, I think I'm not having fun right now.
My computer breaks. My car breaks. You missed that jump!
I'm sorry, James. I'm sorry. Ah!
Listen, next time I'll use both hands.
Oh,
How do you even slap someone with
you're
both?
gonna give me 10 across the ass.
If you're lucky.
Am I lucky? 20,000 zenny.
That's like $1.
Give me a second here. Where's the other one? Check the map. Think I can make the shot?
Here's what I think. No.
No, I couldn't have.
Well, you could have if you went straight forward. You had to turn a little bit.
Yeah.
You might have just barely been able to, is what I'm trying to say.
There you are. Listen, whale. I don't want any funny shit.
I love that you gave like a little smile as you fucking
He's
missed.
like, he's just like, how's it taste, motherfucker? You can't even kill me.
You can't.
I'm non-aggressive.
Well, if you killed him, then you'd be like stuck in this room.
Yep, so let's not.
Oh man,
Mega Man's gonna be a prune after this.
Mega Man
dungeon.
Legends 2 is such a good game.
It
I
is.
hope they
It
make another
is.
one. Said people who only got this far. I bet you a lot of people quit here.
It's like, listen, this is the worst it gets. This is the turnabout big top of Mega Man Legends 2. Alright, let's try it now. Oh, thank God.
How important is this?
I was like, watch me overshoot the pillar.
Fuck!
Let's get the hell out now.
Are you trying to go over the... From over there, I thought you were trying to go over the door. I thought that
I
edge
fall
was
out of the level architecture to start the whole thing over again.
I would fuck.
I would fuck too. I would kill everything.
With our wings.
Both of them.
If you were going to jail, what did you do?
Oh.
I probably got rid
Honestly, if I'm going to jail, I'm sure the anime or manga I own is going to be somehow involved. Either through like a bizarre
evidence.
misunderstanding with the authorities.
Is it a misunderstanding?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't know, Brownback passes some kind of new Puritan law that classifies only Hayate the Combat Butler as pornography.
As child pornography.
Yep.
Listen, as a Midwest politician, he should know what child pornography is.
Oh.
I'm not accusing him directly, but there have been several.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like the key is in the room at the end of this passageway.
That's true.
Great!
That's kind of a cool door.
It looks like a dick.
It looks like a frightening dick.
I'm scared.
Looks like an uncircumcised monster.
can't say that.
I can't.
Most of the world is uncircumcised.
So
And better
this sound,
for it.
you might recall, and people who listen to the Let's Plays might have heard this before. Whenever my phone goes off, this is actually my text tone that rings on my phone.
Oh yeah,
Yep, that's where it came from.
great, because I'm super sick of that noise.
We heard it twice.
No, not from the game. I mean from you,
Good.
from your phone. Because usually when we're hanging out, I hear it go off like 10 times.
I love it.
So popular. Look, it's the
Yeah. Drill won't work on him because he's stationary and he's literally built around the circle strafe.
it's the Full Metal Jacket.
Yep.
Full Metal Panic.
He is always facing you. So.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Panic was a fun show.
I thought you said Full Metal Jacket.
That had Lucy Christian, right? And Chris Patton?
Yes.
So-
Yes to both.
That's like,
Super good.
that's all you need. Those two could play every character and it would be a fine anime.
You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong.
Well, I thought you
Look at
said.
this. Oh god! He's preempting my circle strafe.
I thought you said that Full Metal Jacket was a fun show, and I was like, no.
Yeah, the famous pro-war movie Full Metal Jacket.
Have you seen Full Metal Jacket?
I've seen part of it. I know enough that it's not exactly a pro-war movie, but everyone in high school who quoted it was treating it like it was.
So here's the thing about Full Metal Jacket. It's about 2 hours long, right?
Yep.
It's basically 2 1-hour-long segment setups.
Yep.
The first hour is basically setting up boot camp. It's got the guy who did that AMC boot show, whatever
Yep.
the fuck, as the infamous, boot
Yep.
instructor. It's like an hour of like, this is fucking shitty, but like, we got the bond or whatever. And at the end, it's like, hey, did you know that people in the army have some people in the army have terrible PTSD and
Yep.
mental illness because of what they go through?
Yep.
Here's how bad it can go. Then the second half of the movie is the people who get past that point go to, I don't know if it's Vietnam or Korea or something like that.
Oh goodness, yeah.
They go to that war, and something happens to one of the main characters, then he earns the mile-long stare.
Oh god.
That's the movie. It ends on that.
Yeah.
It's 2 segments of fuck.
God.
It's a really well-crafted movie of
Yeah.
fuck. I only watched it like 6 months ago for the first time. But I forgot how we got to talk. Oh yeah, because I made a dumb. Dang it!
Ha! $1 for you.
I was the first one to. No, I lose. I almost said it twice trying to catch myself. I was like, no.
Oh no.
So
again, there's no more water from here on out, so we move
great.
into normal speed.
Wait, you mean we beat a boss and we've beaten 2 bosses in this thing and it's not over yet?
Should I give it away? We get to fight him again. We have to fight him again before we're allowed out of here.
Why are we doing this?
Because we're awesome. This game is good. Just not this part. Listen, I still consider Ace.
You can't just say that.
I still consider Ace Attorney 2 a good game, despite Turnabout Big Top existing.
What's the third case in that?
Turnabout Big Top.
What's the second case in? Oh wait, second case is fine.
Second case is fine, yeah, and the fourth case is really good. One of the best in the series.
I guess, but yeah, that game. I would say though that Turnabout Big Top is like a third of that game though.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And not great.
And the intro case isn't great either. But I really do
I don't
think
mind
that
it.
I really do think that the final case in that one is worth it.
I also really like the second case.
Yeah, it's fine.
Hi.
Run, 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 run. I can go fast now.
Are they boomies?
Yep. And they got health cubes, which I wanted.
It's true.
Here we go.
That you wanted them. Oh. Hey Jim.
What?
What about men's rights?
I wrote that one, didn't I?
You wrote that one.
That was part of the trilogy.
Oh God.
What about men's rights? Okay. Well, there are certainly issues that men have to contend with.
I will. Well, let's start off on the good points or the things that need legitimate work before we address all the fallacies.
All the bull crap. Yeah. Fallacies. Sorry.
Yeah. First up, there are male rape victims,
There are.
and they're not treated seriously.
Exactly.
And that's
like how we always, and I know we're part of the problem because we joke about it so much.
Kind of.
Like, the consensus in popular culture and the media is that if it happens to a guy, it is hilarious. Like, how many don't drop the soap jokes are there?
100.
Stuff like that.
I've counted.
Several, yeah. But that's happening, and no one is like making a big joke unless you're like an asshole like Chuck Norris is like, oh, don't wear a short skirt going down that street. Whap whap.
It's like, I can't list any names, but I know 2 males in my life that had bad things happen to them.
Yeah, and it's rough.
It's just as I can't say just, but it's pretty much the same as.
No, it pretty much is, cause like think of it this way. Like,
I mean, besides the like, you can't like versus a woman being
like-
assaulted and you could also become pregnant with.
no matter who it's happening to, it's horrifying and terrible.
it's still the worst.
Yeah, and a lot of it comes from the fact that it's like, just like how we said, cosplay does not equal consent. Erections also do not equal consent necessarily.
No.
And a person can be taken advantage of in that situation and be a man. But the problem is, again, there's a stigma associated with that, brought forth by, the culture we live in.
Yeah, where
That men are, defenders. They're big and strong. They can, 1, they're hungry for sex all the time, and 2, they can fend for themselves.
well,
And they don't need shielding like women do.
and also there's a fallacy of like, not only is it okay for men to have sex all the time, but why wouldn't they?
Exactly.
There's no reason why they wouldn't. It's like there's almost
It's
as
like-
many reasons.
It's like, look at the reactions in any story. In like a popular example and a really good example of it comes from the reaction that happens whenever there's an affair with a teacher and her students.
Yes.
If it's a guy with the girls, it's always like, oh, it's disgusting. How could anyone do that? And
Gross.
it's true. It is disgusting.
Yes.
What is also disgusting is when a female teacher does that to a male student. But when that happens, what do the comments inevitably say?
Oh, I wish I had
that
as my-
teacher.
Yeah, yeah.
When I was in high school, whamp whamp.
And
the opening scene to a terrible Adam Sandler movie called That's My Boy. The story actually begins in how the child is conceived when Adam Sandler in middle school has sex with his teacher.
Oh my god.
And that's played for laughs. It's not played as, oh my god, this kid was just raped, because he was.
You can't give
Yeah.
consent.
When you're a kid, you cannot consent. And yet, that's how it's put in the media. So that's one issue. This one kind of cuts both ways.
Yes.
But another complaint is that, obviously men, we're seen as more irresponsible, so our auto insurance is higher. But that's a little balanced out by the fact that, and this is an issue with parity that needs to be addressed on both sides.
Yep.
Women have higher health insurance
Yes.
because of their issues. And unlike with us, their health insurance doesn't go down as they get older. If anything, it gets more expensive.
When you talk about issues, is that also accounting for that they live longer? So that, you know what I'm saying? Like, they should.
That's part of it, I think.
Well, I'm
but
saying, like,
also
because they-
vaginas are expensive.
Yes, but I'm just saying, like, because they live longer, you would think they'd have to pay slightly less because you have 5 more years to pay, you know?
You'd think that, but their rates are on average higher.
Yeah, I know they're high. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, that's
what
another
you'd think, yeah.
visual thing where you can be like, if there's a discrepancy.
But yeah, the idea that men somehow, we magically become mature enough to handle an automobile when we hit 25. I can tell you for a fact that ain't going to be true for a lot of people.
Some people never learn.
Some people we went to high school with should never be behind the wheel of a car.
That's okay. Some of them
They could drive around, whatting it up.
some of them have died already, and some of
That's
them will probably
unfortunate.
die in the next 5 years.
And that's unfortunate.
Some of them.
No one
some of
deserves
them
to die in most cases.
No one deserves to most of the time. Listen,
No one deserves to usually die.
I'm not saying anyone deserves to die, but some people affect the world more
saying,
negatively than others.
There are some people from our high school that have passed on. Oh, doing that again!
Do it again. Oh, do it, no, pick it up.
Damn,
Wait, you gotta do it. When
Roborantula.
you gotta do it when you're in the hallway.
Damn you, Roborantula.
Like actually in the hallway slightly.
ruining my fun.
All right here. Oh,
He's
it's
still
a
back.
once in a lifetime moment here.
We caught it though.
The other thing I would say in terms of the
But
men's
a lot of
rights
people
or
who
whatever.
passed away from our grade have actually been pretty cool guys, and I'm really sad about that.
Yeah, no, I made that joke, but like actually none of them. That's not worked out, of course.
Yeah.
Worked out. I'm such a bad person. The other thing is that men are really seen as super expendable.
Yeah.
we go off to war. We get the dangerous jobs. And
Yeah,
stuff. And it's not that
fatherhood is basically a punchline in a lot of television shows and movies, popular culture in general.
yeah. So, anything else, or do you want to move on to the fallacies?
There's more. No, I know there's more that I can't remember off the top of my head. We've been through insurance.
Oh, how about that
unfair. I guess some people point out unfair advantage in like paternity suits.
That's what I was gonna say. Custody.
Yeah, custody.
That
battles.
basically, if it's even Steven, the woman wins out,
Yeah.
and she can still basically be like, "Yep, I get half the money or
Yeah.
whatever, and I get the child.
I get the child.
Every day except every other weekend."
Yeah.
What does that equate to? Like 12 out of 14 days?
Yeah. It's just the implication being, the dad's a piece of shit because fathers aren't nurturing, unlike mothers, who have maternal instincts. But yeah, the problem is that when we get to the fallacies, is that a lot of these seem to be extensions of primitive viewpoints that endure and also negatively influence women. I
Yes.
think. Oh, damn it! There's a
you do?
treasure we didn't get. Oh well.
Oh, great. Treasure.
We can't lift these bricks.
Oh, can you not get it now because of the water?
Hang on, I have an idea. Might be able to get it. Keep talking.
I mean, so I said that men are expendable because we get to certain things, and there's the other side of it where it's like then women aren't often allowed to do that, and I think if they're capable of it and they want to do it, they should be allowed to do it, obviously. But there's a big real thing with a lot of not a lot of men, but a lot of vocal men, or a lot of people see this and it gets stuck in their mind of men who think they're owed certain things, such as
There we go, got it. Exactly, that's the problem. And that's where it comes back to. This is where we get into the fallacies of that argument.
Yes.
Where
Listen,
it's okay to argue for men's rights in several issues, because there are legitimate areas where, men are disfavored in that respect.
I was gonna make a disgusting joke. Should I? While we're talking about this, or should I wait?
Let's wait. It might come up later.
We're waiting. Go ahead.
No, what we're saying, and I think that's where it gets to, that a lot of people turn into the argument that it's not just the fact that there are issues that men have to face, but that men are actively oppressed, and that is simply not accurate.
Yeah.
That men are actually the ones that are oppressed, and women are the oppressors, which is super not accurate.
Yeah, like a lot of people are saying, like, due to reverse racism, white men are being oppressed due to what is it, APA? That kind of stuff, that we're being oppressed. It's like,
which, I'm sorry, your right to not make a racist or sexist joke is not you being oppressed.
well, I mean, I think they're saying, like, because we're giving opportunities to minorities or whoever, that we, the majority, which, by the way, we're not even going to be a majority, and you shouldn't be so concerned about it anyway.
Yeah. It's like, why are you so afraid of men not being the majority anymore? Could it be because you're acknowledging that people who aren't majorities are treated like second-class citizens? Because that's kind of proving the point.
Yeah. Money.
Yeah. And, like, there's a lot of that mindset in the game sphere. Like, there's the study going around about how it's actually kind of an even split between male and female gamers.
We are just about at that now, yes.
Yeah, but the thing that people like to bring up, and this is the extension of, the group that's... This is getting off topic from the men's rights thing, but... It's an extension of this idea.
A little more, and I would have lost you.
No, we'll come back to this.
Okay.
Because it's not quite on topic.
For another round.
I'm up to 21 out of 107.
Oh, nailed it. Oh, round 2. Oh, Destructo Disc! Ha! Now he's got a Destructo Disc.
Can't quite follow you. Just getting shot in the asshole.
I will dodge this jerk. That's a crazy Destructo Disc.
Crazy. Somebody was talking about Destructo discs.
Whoa!
And
How
like-
long?
And
That's like a Mega Man Juno attack. Where did he learn to do that?
from Juno, probably.
He is Mega Man Juno's disciple.
His acolyte.
He's shooting bombs now. Kids today.
People were saying that due to the way that Destructo Disc, like Krillin's Destructo Disc is set up, it's actually still one of the most powerful moves.
Yep.
It's just that its rules are so specific, and Krillin's so otherwise shitty that he never gets to use it.
Yep.
You don't have a health thing in this one, do you?
I have my energy canteen available. Yeah.
So
It's just I can't see if there's any way to dodge that laser.
No. I don't see one either.
Like he's locking on in there. Oh, he just remote detonated all those bombs.
No?
Okay.
We are unaffected.
But anyway, yeah. I mean, Destructo Disc, didn't he chop up Frieza with that at one point?
I'm not very familiar with the Frieza saga, unfortunately. I do know that's how they defeated Vegeta, is they just distracted Vegeta and then he cut his tail off.
Oh god, yep.
You win,
There
barely.
we go. Good.
Oh, he's having a little poop
Oh, this is actually pretty good.
little poop
It's a
problem.
big gun you've got, but it's not enough to hurt me. You kids today think you're so hot? Well, there's still some fight left in this old man.
Oh.
My back. Ow, 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 ow. I can't.
This game is ageist.
Yep.
Help me.
Well, it's implied that he's pretty old and he's wearing all that armor. All that armor. Like enough that he's immobile during boss fights.
Work for my back. I'd have wiped up the floor.
I will reassure you this is the last time we fight him, though.
We're never going to beat anyone, are we? We're just going to fight them until the game's just like, okay, stop.
I wouldn't say that.
I'm going to say that. Unless the final bosses roll, then I'll be like, finally! Better heal up.
You got
Heal
the
up,
key. I think
save
we
up.
can leave. Yeah, we're gonna go upstairs and heal up. I might take another stab at a sub ruin, because there's one in Cabana that we haven't gone to.
This is super important.
Money,
Money.
and we have like 10 minutes here extra,
I'm going to sneeze.
and then we can play Revelations because we're about halfway through the game, I think.
Yeah, we could probably finish 2 and get through Chapter 3 probably tonight.
Yep.
And then hopefully tomorrow we'll finish recording this.
Yeah.
And also maybe Revelation.
Now that we've got our issues worked out, it should be a little bit easier.
smooth sailing. So this is about the halfway point?
Yeah,
The water temple?
I think so. Yeah. At the very least, the rest of this game is actually fun. So.
That's true. I just agree with you. Why would I do that? Here's another one from you. Why wasn't Kyoko the Danganronpa protagonist?
It's a legitimate question.
I think this has to do with... Here's the way I would word it, and go along with me because I'm not going to use the best wording at first.
Okay.
You're familiar...
By the way, we're talking about Danganronpa, which if you have not played it, play it. It's a PS Vita mystery visual novel.
It's one of the best and few reasons to get a Vita.
Yeah.
It's-
And anyway, in this game, you play as a character named Makoto Naegi, who is kind of super nothing.
Kind of nothing. He's actually, you know what? He's the ultimate nothing.
Yeah. And then there's this other character, Kyoko, who is not only a more interesting character,
But also more competent as a hero.
yeah, I might need a drill for this dungeon actually.
You need
More
to-
competent as the hero,
But more relevant to the plot.
yeah, more relevant to the plot, and a better detective for a mystery game.
So here are my two things. The reasons why she doesn't work from a perspective. Or maybe even in some ways. Anyway, I'll just go with the two. First one is a lighter extension of the unreliable narrator,
Yeah.
where instead of the unreliable narrator, which is like usually a first-person view that is basically lying to you,
Yeah.
or you have a character is basically admitting things from the audience. Instead of it being that, my extension that I'm trying to word is a narrator that already knows too much.
Yeah.
Like, she already knows a whole bunch about the Despair people and about her father, and also her, like, the father reveal would not work.
Yeah.
Like, there's a whole bunch of keeping information from the player that doesn't work if she was the central character. Unless they did amnesia, which would suck.
Well, they kind of already did that because they took away her memory of what she was. Would it really be that far of a stretch? And their memory... that's kind of getting the super spoilers, but...
No, they
memory loss is already an established plot
It's established
point.
at the beginning, you just don't know how much.
Yeah.
So
it's not like they couldn't have done anything there. Is the
I
thing.
think, though, that if they'd used it any further, it would have been too much. Because there's definitely a point where she's already recovered everything for like a chapter or two before you get caught up with anything.
Yep.
I also think that even though I love playing as female characters, I love playing as empowered characters, I think it would have been quote unquote unbalanced to play that game in terms of like she's, as much in that death scenario as you can be, she's too competent.
Yeah.
I mean, as someone who needs to play as the character who kind of stumbles through the mysteries, you need somebody to be better to help you as a support character.
Yeah. And
you need to not be like, because can you imagine how annoying it would be to play as a character who's like, oh, I know the answer. This is so easy. And then it's like, okay, player, pick one. And you're like, I don't know. Like, I'm legitimately confused. And the game's just like, no, I as the main character, like, you're a fucking idiot. Why don't you know, like me, the great detective? I'm not saying that they would write it that way. I'm just, these are a bunch of things I'm thinking of in terms of why it might not work. If they wanted to make it work that she was in another game, using some other timeline or something, I'd be
which
for
they
that.
could totally do, but...
Well, yeah. It'd be cool if she made an appearance in the weird one.
Yep. Which I'm sure anyone who plays the game probably already knows that, because apparently everyone
who
likes
plays
the game
Danganronpa just spoils the fuck out of it, except us. We'll try.
Like, I love Danganronpa, but
The fan base
Danganronpa
is
fans,
bad.
you can go fuck yourself.
Most of you.
Most of you. Some of you are cool.
We won't completely generalize you. Just mostly.
Yep.
Do you have any thoughts on why she wasn't?
Honestly, my whole thing on why she wasn't is because she's a female character that doesn't sell well outside of like a fan service game.
I mean, the creator has claimed that he doesn't think of gender when he's creating the characters.
Yeah.
But
it
a
is
producer
Japan.
probably influenced him to some degree.
Yeah.
I do think it's noteworthy that both of the main characters in this side game are female.
Now, I do like, that is cool, yeah. I do like that Kyoko at just about all times is treated basically as an equal and with respect.
Yeah.
Like, she's at no point like a token woman in distress. But that doesn't mean you don't fear for her at some points.
Yes.
Because, again, she's such a well-written and interesting character that I was definitely very afraid for her. During pretty much all of Chapter 5 of that game. But it was nice. She was like a calming presence, you might say, for me. Because like when she's around, you feel like things are gonna turn out all right. Because again, she's your help. And maybe that's part of it. Why she works better as a side character, or why she could work better as a side character. I still think that a mystery game starring her would be more interesting.
Yeah.
I think, but then again, you know, Hajime Hinata was a much better version of him, I think, in the second game. Like, you can do the Makoto type, archetype and do it well. We gotta kill this thing.
I think it's... Whoa, what?
It is full of money. We gotta kill this thing. And it can disappear if we're not careful.
It's trying. It keeps stumbling, though.
We can keep shooting it and it'll die.
You need to use your trick?
I don't have my trick, really.
Wow.
There we go.
Hey,
Look at all the money.
Get it.
We gotta be careful because those things will swoop the money if we're not careful.
You got one of them.
I missed all but one. No, wait, I got all but one, rather.
You missed all but one. You heard it here first.
I should have picked her up and like, she's kind of invincible though.
Oh,
I could have picked her up and scoot her around. If we go to a different floor and come back, I think that Reaper Bot will be back too. Or maybe.
Whoa.
I don't. God, every time. That's a really good trick, actually. We still got time if we want to bring up one more.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm thinking and I'm looking. We're up to 26.
There's nothing in here. That's strange. Oh no, what
son of a bitch. Jet fuel can't melt steel beams.
Haha! Conspiracy theories.
So I can talk about this because I won't mention specificities because I don't want to feel like I'm disparaging this person, but I have recently worked with someone who is super into that topic.
9/11 conspiracy theories in general.
Yes. Overlapping to some degree, but not the whole amount of including like the Masonry and Illuminati and stuff. The thing is, and I'm trying to think of the best way to words, but the thing is, like, some of the stuff they say does overlap into real suspicions.
Whoa! Sorry.
Does overlap into
Whoa.
real suspicions.
Okay.
There is some definite shady shit going on with the way the, was it Building 7 went down? Was that the one across the street?
I don't know.
I forget the number. You can correct me if anyone's watching this. The building across the street, which I think is 7, and when I say across the street, I mean like 500 feet away, but it's counted as one of the tower buildings, fell down like hours later, and apparently fell down because shrapnel from the main 2 towers flew 500 feet and destroyed the core steel beams of the. This is the official description. That sounds weird.
Weirder things have happened.
There is a. He showed me this video that looks legit. I mean, that's all I can say. The BBC was in their own time announcing that this tower had fallen. In the background of the woman reporting, the tower had not fallen yet.
Huh.
So either they were using some shitty green screen, or that's weird. Again, like, this is... Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, I don't think that our government was like, you know what, we really need oil. You know how we can do that? Middle East. You know how we can do that? Kill ourselves. I don't believe in that
Like, I
conspiracy.
entertained that thought, like, once when I was in 6th grade. And that should give you clues to how legitimate this idea is.
Yeah, because that was only 1 year after 9/11.
Yep.
I do think that there's buttloads of shit we don't know about how it went down. One
But
thing...
there are also things we'll never know on account of, you know.
Never's a strong word.
Yep.
Another thing I heard that's interesting if true. Did you know that Bin Laden's family was in the United States, and someone in our government let them all fly out like the day after when all flights were grounded? Because all flights were grounded at least 2 weeks in the United States.
Yep.
They let them fly out.
Huh. Well, you never know. Jeff Bin Laden could have been an okay guy.
I'm not saying his family had any fault. I'm just saying that's a weird thing for us to do, if true. What did you want us to talk about when you put this down, or were you just being an asshole?
Conspiracy theories in general, really.
Okay.
In general. Okay, there's more stuff to see around here, so we're gonna keep looking around.
This guy, bless his heart, and again, I'm not calling him crazy or anything. I think there's some interesting things to look at all these. I think he spends way too much time on this.
Yep. The east door. West door, rather. Go ahead. We'll wrap it up after these.
We'll wrap it up after this. I mean, we joke about the jet fuel can't melt steel beams. However, I have heard and read things about the temperatures those get to on average. And no, I don't think they can melt steel beams, but I don't think that's the whole reason of why
That's not the primary
a building
issue,
would
though.
collapse.
There's other materials surrounding the steel beams is the thing.
Sure.
And those ignite, and that can, you know,
I mean, they obviously they did.
spark up, yeah. Give me a second here. Okay, yeah.
I don't
a lot
remember
more to see in here.
I don't remember what he said, but he was saying something about the way that the fires burned for like a month after was not consistent with jet fuel. That there was some other kind of composition or material that would have been required to be present for a fire to be like that made it suspicious.
Yeah.
I know that's super vague, but again, I'm not the one researching this.
Yeah. I cannot even entertain that notion, unfortunately, because I feel like it's dishonest and it you know, like, what's the best way to say it? Not disrespects, but it kind of makes light of the work that, like, the firefighters and rescue workers did that way.
I don't think so. I mean, the way I look at it is, let's say on the full extreme, conspiracy theories are true.
Which is
deeper,
the moon. If the moon landing is any indication, they're not.
What moon landing? Listen, were you there? Right, you weren't.
Exactly.
Presented with no comment.
You are right. I was not there when they landed on the moon.
It's true. What you saw was a mere video signal. You know how easy it is to manipulate a video signal?
We're doing it right now.
We're doing it right now. Listen, you thought Mega Man was real? Ha-ha! We tricked you, just like the government. Let's say 9/11 was an inside job. It was done for trillions of
Let's
dollars.
not, first of all, but
Well, we're doing it for this video.
okay.
Sorry. Let's say we were doing it for trillions of dollars worth of oil.
Oh God.
That's disgusting. Does that fact, the idea that the innermost government, most government workers would not be, you know, knowledgeable of this, of course, but does that fact disparage anything that fireworks and police workers, who obviously would not have known, did on that day? I don't think so. I don't think entertaining, not entertaining, it sounds weird, but contemplating the idea of there being falsities of what started it has any effect on the heroism of other people. I'm not saying you shouldn't feel that
Well,
way.
I feel like it ultimately trivializes what they did by turning it all into some game. And again, here's where it comes back to it. And it's true of any conspiracy. You have to think of a few things. You have to think of, like, the motivations for why this conspiracy would have to happen. Okay, so the motivation for that is oil. Then you have to start thinking about the scope of a possible conspiracy.
Yeah.
The wider the scope of a conspiracy, the less likely it is to be true.
Yes.
Because you're not...
The more people
Our
that
government,
know,
our government couldn't even keep Watergate a secret. How the fuck are they going to keep the biggest terrorist attack in American history a secret?
well, Jim, the difference between Watergate and 9/11 is that there wasn't internet during Watergate.
That's kind of funny.
It's funny because
It's funny because that would actually make it easier.
it's so much easier.
Oh God, we have fun here.
Listen, the only reason JFK wasn't caught, JFK was that there were no cell phones.
JFK lives. Okay, we're gonna call this episode. We'll come back later with more Mega Man Legends.
More of
that we're playing
this.
tomorrow. Okay, that was fun.